Welcome back, folks. Nashtaters here. So, moving forward, I'll be doing a lot more review units, and this is going to be another one of those. But I really want to thank all my viewers and all my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It will really help this channel grow a lot faster. And if you like the content, hit the like button. My goal is to reach 250 subscribers, and then I will make another video revealing more information about myself. Well, without further ado, let's get into the review of Phoebe. But before we get into the Phoebe review, there's a couple of things I want to announce. The first thing is, tomorrow is going to be July 1st, and the game that I've been highly anticipating is coming out on global release. That game is Sino Alice. If you are interested in that game, I will be making content on that game on this channel. I'm very attracted to this game because it has this dark undertone and is highlighting units / characters from different fairy tales like Pinocchio and Snow White and Cinderella and etc. etc. And I always felt like those are really good characters that you can build stories on. Another thing about the game is being created and led by a gentleman named Yoko Taro, which I believe is one of the big name guys in terms of video game directions in Japan. So I'm really looking forward to that game coming out. The next thing I want to make an announcement on is a bit of a personal news. Recently we were finally able to get our hands on the Ring Fit accessory for the Nintendo Switch, and we've been having a lot of fun with that, my fiance and I, and hopefully we'll lose a few pounds here and there and enjoy some gameplay on that together. Alright, now let's move forward to doing the Phoebe review. Okay, so let's talk about Phoebe's Trustmaster first this time. Phoebe's Trustmaster is a hat accessory. Actually, what am I saying? It's an armor. It's a hat accessory, but it's an armor. Alright, enough confusion. Alright, has HP of 146, defense of 11, and agi. This is the big one here, agi of 5. That's pretty good because a lot of equipment in this game do not have agi. So anything in anywhere you can find agi is always going to be a very good plus. When looking at Phoebe's stats, the first thing you're going to notice perhaps her HP. It's not very high. But in the board, you can actually add additional 15 and another flat 40. So at least that will help somewhat. Her movement isn't very good in terms of, it's basically just what every unit in this game have. 3 move, 1 jump. Her agility is not high either. That's why having her Trustmaster giving her that 5 agi is actually pretty solid. But her master ability actually does help quite a bit in terms of her movement and her agility. It gives her agility plus 20% and an additional move of plus 1. So I think as a time mage, the key to building them and making them powerful in your team is to make sure they have a lot of agility so they can move faster than the others, so she can cast her haste abilities. And then having that movement really helps her out by keeping up with the long distances of her fellow counterparts. As you can see, Phoebe has 3 jobs. Her first and main job is of course the Time Mage. She also has Dragoon, and then she has White Mage. Now let's take a look at her skills. She has a lot of them. Let's begin with the Time Mage skill sets. Taro Tots is helping us out again, and as you can see, his icon of stamp of approval is on the skills that he recommends that you use your job points and gold to build up first. Of course, over time, you can maximize all job skills, but these are the ones he recommends in the beginning of building your character. Comet will be a good one, so at least you can do some damage to help out your team. Slow and immobilize are both decent. they're really good at supporting your team by debuffing your enemy units. Meteor is actually a really solid heavy damage non-elemental attack. And this one is going to be her big kind of a bomb that she can drop on enemy units. So the next skill that is going to be pretty much the bread and butter of the Time Mage is Quick, but in the game it should be called Haste. It increases your CT, it makes your character take additional turns basically, and therefore you can do more damage, do more heals, etc. It's pretty much the reason why you want to build a Time Mage. Stop is also very good, but it does have a very high TP requirement. Using this can really kind of literally put your enemy unit in its place. Next job, it's going to be the Dragoon. The jump supporting ability is pretty much the one that you're looking for here. It will really help her get her a little bit more movement. All the other stuff are very basic. Personally, I wouldn't recommend really using your job points or gold to level any of these up. Another option you could do if you're lacking equipment is to level up the increased max HP supporting skill, because again, more padding on her hit points can potentially make or break this unit in terms of combat if she decides that she's going to be exposing herself in the front line. The last job is of course the White Mage. Personally, I will not be using Phoebe as a White Mage, but if you really need a unit to help you do some extra healing and some debuff removal, you can just switch her to her sub job and use these skills. Alright, let's talk about actual builds. What I recommend building her is to use a few abilities. The first ability I recommend is use the high speed casting ability. And what this will do is it will significantly reduce ability activation time. That's very crucial in getting her skills off first. Jump plus 1 I talked about is something that you can use to help her movement. For her reaction ability, use the slow counter, because this is actually quite good in case she does get into a little melee against enemy units and she's taking damage. The triggering effect will really help slow down those units so that your other units can jump in and finish them off. In terms of vision cards, well, some of the obvious ones were going to be damage dealing ones, if you want to use for damage. Obviously, the party ability boost up for Trousseau is going to be a good one to use because you're going to be boosting your entire party and her included. Another one that a lot of people perhaps don't really look at is you can further decrease casting time for your whole party. And for her, it's critical damage up, so in case you do need to use her as an attacking unit, you can actually increase her damage if she crits. Now there's going to be a card later on that's coming out in Japan where it decreases casting time and increased magic attack for the party. That's going to be a very good card. I believe it's going to be an MR card, so it shouldn't be too hard to obtain. And I think that would be a great fit for her as well. Of course, the UR version of the collaboration card is going to be very good for her since it does have high magical damage. And that's something to consider if you actually have that card. As far as his espers, I personally recommend the Cactus because of the fact that it can boost your TP up. And I think TP is very important for casters because she is very useful on the battlefield if she can cast a lot of haste, a lot of stop, a lot of slows. And so having this is probably the best one you can equip her with. And on top of it, she has extra magic attack, extra magic up, and so that's going to be very useful. And critical evasion is crucial too, so that way you don't get crit as often. And of course, last but not least, if you have extra SP on this Cactus, you can actually put them into Man-Eater. Alright, now that we've gone literally over everything, I just want to do, in the future, for all my review on units, I want to finish off with a grading system. I'm going to use the 1 through 10 grading system, 10 obviously being the best and 1 being the worst. Now, I'm not going to give any units 1s or 2s or 3s because I don't believe there are any. But for her, I feel like she belongs in 8 out of a 10 category. The only reason I wouldn't grade her higher is because, again, her stats are a little bit lower compared to her higher rarity counterparts, of course. And a lot of people might feel that if you have the higher rarity units who can do time jobs, they can just skip her. But for what she does as a full support time mage unit, I think she does their job very well. And therefore, I think 8 out of 10 is a solid number. I think that's all the time I have today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I always love reviewing units. I think in the future, Phoebe will always have a place on any of your teams because she is just fun to use. Time mages are just really rewarding units. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, take care of your loved ones, take care of yourself. Nashtaters out.